What's up everybody, Canadian Forehead here, and we are overdue for another episode of Roast My Runner, so here we are. Now real quick before I get into the submissions for this round, we all knew it was bound to happen eventually, and I'm going to be doing a video where you guys get to roast my 4Runner here. Now, keep in mind, this is roasting the 4Runner, not me, hopefully. I'm going to put a link down in the description of an article on the website that has a lot of pictures and details about this thing, so you can rip it to shreds, carve it up all you want. So go ahead and put your roast down below, and I will be publishing that video before the end of the year. Without further ado, let's dive in and see what we got here. Got an extra dark roast in here for you guys this time. I'm a little grumpy. The baby hasn't been sleeping very well, so my ratings might be a little lower than normal. We'll see. By the way, I've been getting so many submissions, I can't keep up. So once again, if yours isn't in here, I do have it. This is why you gotta subscribe to me, because you never know when your 4Runner is gonna be in one of these videos. And you better be watching through the whole thing, not just freaking skipping ahead like a little jerk, not giving me the watch time to make the algorithm like me. Dang it. Okay, so we're starting off with Bailey Bradshaw here, and to be totally honest, I lost these pictures. I didn't know who this belonged to, and I had to find it. Anyways, I found it. I think it's Bailey's. So Bailey's got himself a real nice white 4th gen here. It looks like it's a V8 model. This is a pre-facelift one. You can tell by the fender flares and the front end and stuff. First impressions, I like it. I think it looks good. This is a coastal off-road front bumper apparently, and they said that they welded up with their fiance. You know what they say, couples that weld together stay together, or just get high on fumes together. So that looks good. I think the big hoops over the headlights is kind of a love it or hate it type of thing. It definitely gives you protection, but it also makes you look like you just came straight out of the jungle. We've got looks like a rigged, I think it is, ultra swing out rear tire carrier, and it looks like it just mounts to the trailer hitch. Yeah, that's quite a trailer hitch extension that he's got here. Yeah, that's all right, I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen any of those that don't wobble around, especially when you're off-roading and stuff. I think for me, if I'm gonna do a tire carrier, I want it mounted to a bumper itself, but yeah, let me know if I'm wrong. Maybe this one doesn't wiggle around much. I could be wrong. The amount of water or whatever this is that you brought with you, that's, man, that'll feed a village, and can't say that. I really like the amber fog lights that he's got up front here, and we've got some toe shackles. Looks like, oh right, he did state in his email, sorry, I got notes here for once. I'm actually trying to be a little bit responsible instead of just guessing what you guys have going on with your vehicles. Right, this is the one that said they have OME suspension on there, because who knows better about lifting Toyotas than the Australians? And I would argue, I don't know, Americans, Canadians, Europeans, basically anybody with experience with Toyota trucks. Now when it comes to raising a kangaroo, Australians got it covered. Still has the factory roof rack on it up top here, but he's got some kind of snowboard mounts, it looks like, I'm guessing. We're getting bonus points because it's a V8 model. You know I love the V8 4th gens. Also getting points for these wheels. These are 5th gen TRD Pro wheels, which I like. Got the factory running boards on here as well too, which always surprises me with some of these guys that are, or gals. Technically Bailey could be a girl, I don't know. These people that are wheeling their 4Runners pretty hard and still have the factory running boards on them. I'm always half surprised, half impressed. Oh, okay, it's surfboard mounts, I guess. I'm not a fan of all the stickers on the side. I think it looks like your binder in high school when you got all your cool no fear stickers that you've collected over the years. I don't know, man. I've never seen a vehicle that has stickers bombed all over it like that I think, oh, that looks better than if you would have just left it alone. That's about as much trash as I can talk about this thing. Otherwise, I like it. Bailey, you're gonna get a 7.5 out of 10. Up next, we got Cole. And by the way, I don't know if you can hear my heater in the background or not, if that's making like a buzzing noise, but too bad, because I am way too much of a Nancy now to be out here in a cold garage. So too bad, folks. Your boy is living in luxury. All right, Cole's got a facelifted 4th gen and another white one, but once again, it looks real good. Gotta zoom in on these vertical photos. The stance and the ride height of this looks really good. I think you nailed the suspension setup on this. I think it's fairly level, unlike mine. It's got a little bit of factory rake still. The wheels, can't quite see in this picture what wheels they are. A little bit dark, but whatever they are, I like the design. I like the simplistic look. I'm not a fan of the chrome door handles, so this is obviously like a, well, duh, SR5 model, says right on the door. They are off-roading on flat ground. Parking lot off-roading, looks good. Ooh, found some mud. We got some poop on the fenders and the doors. Another parking lot shot. Not a fan of the chrome grille. These SR5s, I mean, it's not like I'm bougie and I think everybody should have a limited or something, but at the same time, I think the chrome really takes away from the 4th gen 4Runner. I think it dates it. That's an era of the 2000s where they just put chrome trim on crap for no real good reason. And I think getting rid of that is a good move. I think either blacking it out, in this case, I think I'd probably color match it, maybe do an aftermarket grille. I think that's a great look on these white 4Runners. I think the TRD Pro grille looks great on them. Really anything other than the chrome, I wouldn't necessarily like a big black grille on it, but I think getting rid of the chrome with a vinyl wrap or even just plasti dip or something is a good move. That's all the pictures that he's given me. Oh, a little bit of mud in here. Again, we got chrome trim on the rear hatch. Aside from that, I do like it. I like that this is kind of like an OEM Plus build. I don't know what the suspension setup is, but I like the way that it is sitting. So overall, it's kind of stockish, but it has attention right where it needs it on these 4th gens, which I think is the stance and the wheels and tires. That's if you're only going to do, I guess, 2 things to your 4Runner, start with those 2, and it just transforms the look, the feel, the capability. So Cole, you're going to get a 7 out of 10. It says hubby on it. But, by the way, not world's best hubby or #1 hubby. I'm just a husband. I just happen to be a husband. That's my title. Whether I'm a good one or not, I don't know. You have to ask my wife. Okay, we're on to Cole number 2. This Cole is doing more rockier 4-wheeling than the other Cole. So take that for what you will. As a matter of fact, this rig looks, well, for starters, kind of beat up. And it looks like he's got quite a bit done to it. These front fenders look like they're fiberglass, judging by the bulge by the headlights here. Got a bunch of armor, got some kind of weird looking amber LEDs, which I'm assuming are probably the turn signals because these earlier model 4th gens, I believe the blinker was down in the front bumper. So I guess that was a necessity. You didn't have a choice. You had to do it. Looks weird though. Ooh, gas station pictures. Who doesn't love gas station lighting for pictures of the vehicle, right? We all love it. In this case, it shows off how dirty and beat up your 4Runner is, which to some people, I guess that's a badge of honor. Looks like it's built with a purpose. I'll give it that. We got a rear bumper trim. So I'm not really sure what the point of the rear bumper trim is. I've seen a few people doing it. I don't know. I don't think the bumper itself is causing much of a problem in terms of clearance. I think you can see your frame hanging out here still and your trailer hitch and stuff. Actually, it looks like the trailer hitch is like flipped or something. Yeah, it's like flipped upside down to, I guess, so maybe he did get a little bit more clearance. We got a random wiring connector hanging out here. I'm not sure what that's for. I don't know, the purpose of the rear bumper trim, is it just to show off more of your rear tires and the fact that you have no mud flaps? I don't know, shoot rocks at the people behind you? You know what, they shouldn't be tailgating you anyways. I don't understand all these people putting all these huge mud flaps on their vehicles. If you're that close to me, you deserve to get a rock through the windshield, man. Back off. Looks like we got some updated facelifted LED tails, which I think is a good move. I'm not sure if this is a V8 or a V6, but honestly it probably doesn't matter. I'll bet this thing gets horrible gas mileage either way, and that's probably why he's taking pictures at the gas station, because this is where he spends all of his time. Holy crap, look at the seats in this thing. He's got like suspension seats out of a trophy truck in this. Okay, this is no joke. This is a serious rig apparently. Oh man. Okay, so looking at the engine bay, as a detailing enthusiast, this kind of makes me cringe, and it probably tickles his pickle. So different strokes for different folks, you know what I mean? He's probably proud of this. For me, I'm just like, oh man, I'll bet you those belts are squealing. We've got no roof rack on it and a redneck snorkel, which is just made out of regular metal tubing, I guess. It's got some kind of a custom grill here with like a mesh grill with a Toyota emblem. I don't know, I see a lot of people that do that and it ends up kind of looking like a DIY craft. As far as I can tell, it looks like this is done with some kind of quality, so I'm not gonna knock it for that. Here's a picture of his crotch and his steering wheel cover. That's cool. But, okay, dude. What is going on here? Okay, so we've got something going on with the transfer case on this. I'm not sure if this is maybe an FJ swap or if he's just running like an aftermarket transfer case. I'm not sure how hardcore he is. Based on the rest of the rig, I wouldn't put it past him to have some kind of a crazy transfer case in this thing. It's got a modern head unit in here and looks like a RAM mount for his phone, which is also nice. Well, he's spent a lot of time on this thing because it looks like it's converted to LED in the gauge cluster as well, which is nice. That's kind of like a personal preference thing too. I mean, I made a post a little while ago, sort of an amber appreciation post, and A lot of people agree with me, but I know a lot of people are trying to modernize their dashes, and this is a good way of doing that. He's got some kind of a scan gauge or something set up here. Cool number 2, you are going to get a 7.5 out of 10 because you have a lot of functional work done to it, and it looks very capable, but sorry buddy, it's ugly. You haven't even painted your fenders or your hood yet. Okay, on to Danny, and Danny's got himself a surprise, 4th gen 4Runner. Let me start by saying the whole like audio thing is not for me. That's a whole bunch of very valuable storage space being used up by a subwoofer that is just gonna draw attention to you as you drive down residential streets. Boom, 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 annoying the crap out of people. With that said, it does look like this thing probably sounds pretty good. I am noticing though this wood floor that you've got. That's interesting that you've kind of used the factory tie-down points or whatever those are and integrated them into this kind of gray wood flooring, which is, I think that's kind of unique. I haven't seen that on any other 4Runner before. Looks like Danny goes to the beach, so now we're seeing an exterior shot of this. So it's an early model V8 4th gen, which nothing wrong with that. He's got some clear headlights, which I guess that's a preference. He's removed the amber reflectors and stuff, which, or I don't think these are aftermarket. I think they're just OEM ones that he's removed the amber from. It does look clean. I'll give it that. And sort of like a late 90s mini trucker style. We've got a factory grill up front, which is kind of nice to see these days. Look at these tires though, man. These are some, what are they, mud grapplers? Minnows? And the 5th gen 4Runner wheels, I don't know. They're not my favorite. I think I'm a much bigger fan of like the Tier D Pro wheels. But in this case, I applaud you for going with silver wheels instead of black wheels like everybody puts on every other Toyota truck. I do like the contrast of the light colored wheels on the dark colored paint with the clear lenses. I'm a big fan of this. Is it nautical blue? Like the navy blue that they came in? That's, I think, one of my favorite colors. Arguably, I like it better than shadow gray. Nice clean interior, nothing really to see here other than the fact that his gray seat is worn out in the exact same spot as my gray seat. Aside from that, looks like it's all factory, but I am noticing that we have a 2nd gen 5.7 Tundra in the background with a Crew Max. It looks like it's a Platinum edition. You got good taste, Danny. I don't know if that's yours or a roommate or a spouse or whatever, or a family member, but that's a really good combination in my opinion, and that's a combination that I would like to have someday. Looks like an AFE intake. That would definitely improve the sound. I'll give you that. It would give it a better sound. I don't know what it does for actual performance. I'm not convinced that it makes that big of a difference, but maybe your butt dyno says otherwise. I don't know. I like the overall kind of OEM plus clean, classy look that you got going on here, except for those super noisy tires. I can't imagine what those sound like going down the highway. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Okay, next up we have Follow Fraser, and I can't remember his real name, oops, but he follows me on Instagram, we follow each other, and he's always commenting on my posts, and he's got, from what I remember, a really nice 4Runner, so we're going to take a closer look at it today. So check this out. This guy, first of all, he's a jerk. He lives out west, I believe, northern BC maybe, but he's in BC somewhere, and every picture he posts on Instagram is always like the most scenic backdrop, and I hate him for it because I live in southwestern Ontario where it's just basically Detroit. Anyways, check out his 4Runner here. So it's a silver one. Silver is not my number one choice for any Toyota truck. It's just a very kind of a safe color. It's, you don't have to worry about scratches and stuff. I get it. It looks cleaner when it's dirty. Yeah. But it also just doesn't have that pop that really makes you turn your head and go, oh wow, that's a cool 4Runner. Now he does make up for it with the fact that his is pretty seriously built. He has put a lot of effort into the build of this thing from what I know. He's got a, what is it, a Satoshi grill or something like that? I don't know, I'm not Japanese. It looks pretty cool. It's a different take on the, again, the sort of really popular Tier D Pro style grills. This is a little bit different and I do like the look. Black housing headlights looks good. And it's funny because I normally, especially on silver vehicles, I'm not a fan of like black accents on silver. But in this case, something about this rig, it all works together really well. It's got a snorkel on it, which I'm not sure which brand of snorkel that is. I don't think anybody even makes one specifically for the 4th gen 4Runner. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this might be from like a Land Cruiser or something that people are mounting on 4Runners that it just so happens to fit pretty decently. It's got a, I'm not sure which bumper this is, but it's just got the single hoop. Remember the other guy had the headlight hoops. This is a little bit of a cleaner look. He's running 35s on his, I believe, and they are pretty darn beefy looking. What do you know? Another beautiful scenic shot. I don't know where this is. Okay, check this out. He's clearly spent some serious money on this thing. You can see the King suspension, SCS wheels, but look at what's hiding behind them. He's got what appears to be a StopTech big brake kit, which I didn't even know they made for the 4Runners. That's awesome. I think upgrading the brakes is something that a lot of 4Runner owners are neglecting and just never really think of, especially if you're going to be upgrading your tire size to something and something big like he has, like 35s. That rotational weight is definitely going to be overriding your factory brake system. I noticed with mine, I'm only running 285s on mine, they're 33s, and my braking did suffer a little bit compared to the small little factory tires. Look at his whole setup back here, man. Like, this is just such a good build. He's got his fridge with a slide out, he's got a drawer over here. I'm not sure which rear bumper this is, but it's got the tire carrier and then the fold down tray. He's got a propane tank back here. Like, he is ready for adventure. He's got a nice iCamper hardshell tent up top, which those are definitely not cheap. I can't stress enough that this is just such a good, well-rounded build. Another scenic shot. I hate you. And look at this. For the final photo, he's got 400,000 kilometers on this thing. And man, it looks cleaner than mine as far as the frame and everything goes. That's part of life out west, I guess. They don't really use road salt as much out there as they do here, which reminds me that I, again, hate Ontario. And fellow Fraser, I hate you for your beautiful environment that you live in and the fact that your 4Runner is so much nicer than mine. I gotta give you 9 out of 10. I don't like the silver color, but I basically love everything else. Moving on to Jack, and we gotta kind of pick this up here. I don't want this to be a 45-minute long video. Jack's got some 4th gen friends, it looks like. He's not the only one out there. Can't really see much in this picture, but he's got a roof basket with a smaller size light bar mounted to it. I don't like that. I don't like anything about that. I'm sorry, man. Factory rack with the basket and then the dual row light bar. It's just a little too rednecky for me. There's other options out there. There's other ways of doing it. I do like the black housing OEM style headlights. I'm a fan of those. Looks like an otherwise fairly kind of OEM setup. Let's take a look at some other pictures. This is showing off again that he has a friend. I don't care. What's going on with the hood here, man? I can't tell if this is just dirt or mud or if we're talking about clear coat failure here. It's kind of hard to tell in these edited pictures. We got 3 pictures in one. We've got, I guess, we're looking at his friends' 4Runners here. They look nice. It's the TRD Pro Grill Duo. See, now these two are the proper ways to put a light on the roof of your 4Runner. Looks good, and they both have kind of like the higher end upgraded headlights, which is nice. I like all 3 4Runners, really. It's all just front end shots. Do you guys have any rear ends of your trucks or side shots or nice backdrop too? I don't know where you're from, but it looks beautiful. Since I only saw your front end and your friend's front ends, I'm gonna give you a 6 out of 10. Moving on to Noah. And Noah, I believe, sent me his whole life story. Let me just double check. Yep, this is the one. So Noah's 4Runner has been through some stuff. And so for starters, in this picture, this is the beginning of the story and his whole novel that he sent. Looks like it's old man beige. I would say this is probably actually one step below silver for me. I think this is possibly the worst color that was available on the 4Runners. So what happened was he somehow managed to blow his transmission, and I don't know what he was doing because as far as I know, these 4Runner transmissions are not known for being very fragile or unreliable. So I'm not sure why that blew up or what happened there, but he blew it up. He swapped in a built transmission, which I didn't even know was a possibility. I didn't know that people build transmissions for these. They're not Dodges. He's got the TRD Pro grill here. Again, especially on this color, I think color matching the surround is the way to go. Just a big black blob on this. It's tough because it just kind of looks like you inherited your grandpa's 4Runner and you started bolting crap to it. We got another roof basket, not a fan. He does have a single row light bar up here. It looks like kind of similar to my old setup that I had. We got another blacked out American flag sticker on the side window. That's dumb. I don't like it. Whatever. I don't know why you guys do that. Okay, now we've got some 5th gen TRD Pro wheels, which obviously I'm a fan of. I've mentioned it 1,000 times. The stance looks a little odd to me. I'm going to say he's got some pretty big spacers on here. Not really a fan of that. I like it better when they sit a little flusher in the fenders. Here's a phrase that probably nobody ever hears. You got a Raptor light out, sir. So he says that he blacked out all the trim on this thing. on purpose because he's got plans to wrap it matte green, which I think I support that. I think that'll be a cool look. Honestly, anything's better than this old man beige. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a 7 out of 10. Okay, next up we got Sawyer, and Sawyer just said, roast me. Okay, let's see what he's got here. Oh crap, actually, you know what? It's gonna be hard to roast this thing. Holy cow, I love this. What is it about this thing that looks so amazing? Okay, so first of all, it's like a nice setting and everything, a really nice camera angle. This is super clean looking. Okay, so first of all, he deleted the factory roof rack. He's got no roof rack on it at all, which gives it like a really sleek kind of appearance. I really like that. The ditch lights are kind of cool. I don't know. I'm still not sure if I want them or not. I don't know. He's got a sport hood. I don't know if this is a sport model or if he added that. He's got these aftermarket headlights that I'm not normally really a fan of, but for some reason they work here and they look good. He's got the factory grille, but blacked out. Looks like it's a V8 model because it's got a little badge in there. Looks like TRD Pro wheels, which looks good. The stance looks really nice. I'm not sure which size tires these are, if they're 285s or if they're bigger. But yeah, something about this angle and the stance of this picture, I think this thing is gorgeous. And it's a pre-facelifted model, which are normally not my #1 favorite, but so far I love everything about it. Oh, okay, never mind. He's done a bumper trim on the rear as well, and I don't get it. Like, I just don't understand, like, so you're trimming to, I guess, show off the back of your tires or get a little bit more clearance, but then you're also just seeing the frame here, and I don't know. It's like it's supposed to be a cleaner look, but it ends up being less clean. I don't know. We blacked out the badges, which is nice, especially on a black 4Runner like this. Front end shot looks good. I really like the sport hood. I'm not sure how much this is lifted, but it looks like it's fairly substantial. Another angle. Yeah, this is just overall very clean. This is like a really simple kind of a build with a decent suspension setup, with nice big tires, and then everything else is super streamlined. Like nothing hanging off the front, no aftermarket bumper, no roof rack, no big lights or anything sticking anywhere. He does have some decals on it, like on the side. On the rear, I think it'd be a little bit cleaner to continue on with the clean look. Something about this, I can't really put my finger on it, but I gotta give you a high rating for this one. I think you're gonna get a 9 out of 10 because something about it, I think it looks gorgeous. Good job. You get a high 5 as well on top of your rating if you want that. Next up, I don't know who this is. I forgot to save the name of whoever sent me these pictures. So you're officially known as Unknown, and you sent me these crappy screenshots off of your phone. Oh, it's so annoying. It's like, I gotta rotate it. Okay, there we go. We got all the icons in the way, whatever. Okay, let's try to focus on the actual 4Runner here. So this is another kind of all blacked out criminal spec 4Runner, which does look good. It's an SR5 though, so it's got the chrome trim, chrome emblems. Not a fan. Chrome grille, chrome headlights. At least it's all kind of tied in together, but I think this would overall look a lot better if you blacked all this stuff out to match the rest of the rig. The wheels, I'm not sure what kind they are, but they are nice. I can't seem to zoom, I'm an idiot. There we go. They're bead looks, I'm assuming. They're not real bead locks, but I mean, I'm guilty of that too, and I think that looks cool. So, dude, your pictures suck. Like, screenshots of a phone. Come on, she's beautiful written across. I can't even see your rear wheels or anything because of your stupid little caption here. Some kind of red springs. I don't know what coilovers those are, but I'm gonna guess maybe JBA upper control arms since they're red, but I could be wrong because the image quality is so horrendous that I can't make anything out. The 4Runner itself looks great from what I can see, although I can't really see much. The pictures are so annoying that I'm gonna give you a 5 out of 10. You do have the opportunity though, if you wanna be a grown-up and you wanna send me some proper pictures, I will look at it again, and then I'm sure you'll get a much nicer rating, but your images just annoyed the crap out of me, so you're getting a 5. Last but not least, we have Will, and Will has an earlier model. First thing I'm noticing is these TRD fake beadlock wheels. Man, these, they came on a lot of like the Tacomas, the second gen Tacomas. I think for sure the TRD Pro had them, and I think there was like was it like the TX edition or the Baja edition or something like that Tacoma came with these. They also came on I think it was like the Trail Team FJ or something. Anyways, I was a big fan of these, and I was actually looking for those for mine before I bought my Methods. I couldn't find them used anywhere, and then I saw what they sell for at the Toyota dealership, and holy crap. The rest of it looks like it's fairly stock on the outside. Again, we got more clear coat failure on the hood, so public service announcement for all you kids out there, don't forget to wax your paint, because this is what happens when you don't protect it. Especially it looks like he lives out in the desert. He's doing some rock crawling here. So far zoomed out that I can't even see hardly anything about the vehicle. If you squint real hard, you can kind of see there's a 4Runner way off in the distance there. Okay, so it looks like he's kind of proud of the fact that his paint job is trashed. He's got pinstripes all down the side of it. So if that's your thing, then I guess more power to you. I personally think that even when you use vehicles for what their intended purpose is, like off-roading, there's still something to be said for looking after it when you're done and cleaning it up and polishing it up. But to other people, they just don't care. It's just nothing more than a functional kind of an appliance to them to get them where they want to go, and it seems like that's the case here. So I'm not going to knock you for it. I think that's just you and I are a little different. I can't really tell what else is going on with this other than it seems to be lifted. I don't know what kind of suspension setup it's got. It's decent. I like the TRD wheels. I like the size of the tires. The tires themselves are, I don't know. The paint job sucks. This thing looks kind of beat up, but seems functional, and he does use it for what it's meant for, which is adventure. So I'll give you a point for that. You're going to lose a point for the cosmetic condition. You're going to gain a point for the TRD wheels that I wish I could have found for a better deal. Overall, I'm going to give you a 6.5 out of 10. So that's going to wrap this one up, folks. Again, make sure to visit the link in the description below to go and get some nice close-up shots of everything, all the details of my 4Runner. If you want to roast it, you want to run your mouth, you want to do whatever, let me have it. I think it's only fair. I've been roasting you guys and been carving you guys up for the last, what is it? And this is 4 episodes of Roast My Runner now, so it's only fair. I got to take a shot, and go ahead, comment below or email me or DM me on Instagram or whatever. But at some point in the month of December, I'm going to be putting all that together into a roast myself video. So I know I'm going to regret it. Try to go easy on me the way that I go easy on you guys. But if not, I got thick skin. We'll be fine. And I'll try not to cry on camera. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. And I know this is probably another super long video. So I will catch you on the next one. Later.